What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am getting ready to finish up a white oak bathroom vanity. But first, before I start applying finish to it, I need to figure out which finish I'm going to use. So I've got some samples here that I need to send to the customer of the bathroom vanity, and I figured this would be a perfect time to sample some white oak finishing techniques for a video. So one thing I personally don't like is like an oil-based finish like this. I do not like how it yellows white oak. I like to keep a natural color, but one thing I do like about oil-based is the protection it provides. And for a bathroom vanity, I want adequate protection. So we're gonna try offsetting the yellowing with a few techniques. I've never tried it. I wanna test it out for this video. As far as keeping the most natural color, water-based polyurethane has always been my go-to. I would say the one downside to this is down the road if you need to fix it. You can't really spot fix with polyurethane as it layers on top of it. So you basically got to sand down the whole thing and refinish it, which is a pretty big downside for that. But this provides really good protection too. Another thing I'm going to test out is just a white oak water-based stain before this. So this sample is just going to be strictly just this. This is going to be with a white water-based stain. This is Natura One Coat. This is equivalent to Rubio Mono Coat. I use this because it's just cheaper. I've used both of them. This literally smells the same, applies the same, looks the same. It pretty much does everything the same as Rubio Mono Coat, except it's cheaper. So that's why I use that. And also the Wood Whisperer did a really great video, and this actually came out on top. So if you want to check that out, be sure to do it. This is the same as this, except it's the white version. So we're gonna test that out to see if it offsets any yellowing from this to this. Rubio does have a white version too, so hopefully this is kind of similar. This is usually my go-to for bathroom vanities, especially wood bathroom vanity countertops, as this is probably the most durable finish I've used as far as water protection out of all finishes. I love water lux, but sometimes I do not like the yellowing. So just straight water locks, I'm sure I'm not gonna like the yellowing. And for this last one, I'm gonna see if I can use this, just simply white, Minwax stain, apply it really light, and apply this over it for the protection. But hopefully this will negate some of the yellowing. So we'll see. I've already went through, saved you guys the hassle of watching me sand these. So ready for finish, and we're gonna basically go down the line and do this. Let them dry. I have everything labeled on the bottom as to which is which, and we're gonna see which we like best in the end. So let's jump into this. All right, we're gonna run through these very quickly. I'm just gonna use a foam brush for the water-based poly. And that's a milky white color out of the can, but will dry clear, and I already like the color of that. That's always my go-to for working with spalted maple as well, as it hardens really nice on the surface and leaves a natural color. Okay, so this is looking very white. I'm gonna try applying the stain very lightly. I can already tell this is probably going to be a little too yellow for my liking, or a little too white, I mean. That. Yeah. I think that is way too white for what I'm looking for. Going for this next, just a hard wax oil. I am not going to use the hardener. I'm not going to mix it. This is just a sample, so there's not really any need to. I apply it with these rough Scotch-Brite type pads. And actually that's not bad right there. I'm gonna apply it, let it sit on there for a second while I do this one. And then I'll come back and wipe them off. This is the same thing. It comes with a hardener, but I am not going to use the hardener for this video. Okay, let's see how this looks. Ooh, that might be something. I really actually like that. That didn't yellow it at all. Okay, I'm gonna come back and wipe off this natural. As much of it as I can. Okay, next up is the Waterlox tongue oil, which this is usually what I really like to use because it's highly protective, but that is what I don't like. That is too yellow for me. As far as compared to that and even that, I just don't like that really yellow look. That's personal preference. What I do really like about this is the protection. So last chance, hopefully this isn't too white and kind of offsets this yellowing. This would go first, and then I'll apply this later. It says 4 hours after. I'm gonna apply this stain, and then I'll come back with a top coat of this. And this is looking pretty white as well. That is pretty white. So maybe once we apply this over it, it'll warm it up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm gonna let these two dry. I'm gonna put the top coat of this over this, and then we'll come back and review the results. Alrighty guys, we are back the next day. I did apply the Waterlox over the stained, and here's the finished results. So as far as the straight water-based polyurethane, results were as expected. I'd say it is the most natural. It honestly does not change much from the raw wood look. It just gives it the finished satin sheen, which looks phenomenal, and maybe slightly darkens the wood a little bit, but pretty much natural. Now, if I had to choose my least favorite, it is going to be the next one with the water-based white oak stain. Personal preference here, but that it is just too white for me. But if you're kind of going for a whitewash look, I guess that's not bad. As far as the natural clear hard wax oil, results were as expected. It yellowed it a little bit. It's very similar to the Waterlox version. The Waterlox might be a little darker, but on the next one, you got the white hard wax oil. I actually really like how that turned out. That's probably my second favorite. It's actually very similar to this, except a little lighter in color. So that is probably my second favorite. Straight Waterlox we just looked at, little yellow for my liking, but if that's the look you're going for, still looks very nice. And then this is actually probably my third favorite. This is with the Waterlox, but you offset the yellowing with this first, which is just simply white Minwax stain. And I actually really like this. It is a little bit of a whitewash look, but not as whitewashed as this. It kind of gives off some cottage beach vibes if you're looking for furniture for that. So for me, probably this or this is a toss-up for number one, which is poly or this. I would say honestly those are probably tied for first for me, and this is probably second. These two third, and this one's last for me. I would probably never use that again. And if you are curious, the customer did choose water-based polyurethane. So there you have it, guys. Just a quick test for some white oak finishes. Honestly, I made this video for me. I'll probably come back to it and just look at this when I'm using white oak for finishing. Hopefully it helps you guys out as well. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.